The Strongsville community and the Board of Education should be kissing the feet of these teachers.
April 15th, 2013. Amidst an ugly labor dispute, the Strongsville, Ohio Educators Association has led its teachers union into their 7th week of strike action.
How dare they disrespect the teachers of this district?
I've talked to so many parents and people are scared. I've never seen the amount of fear in a community that I've seen brought on by a group of dedicated professionals. These are nurses, guidance counselors, teachers. I don't even know where I'm at anymore. This isn't Strongsville, Ohio. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone most of the time.
It's kind of like Wisconsin, but on a small scale. What?
You know what's going on? I mean, why?
I know what's going on. I know everything that's going on.
No, I mean, but no one. Everyone said they're not allowed to talk.
We're not allowed to talk.
Do you know why the teachers told me that they can't talk to me? They're not allowed to talk?
Yes, because we simply just wanted one voice and one spokesperson, and then that way none of the messages get misconstrued, and we know that the one person is saying what we need to have our message brought across in the same way with having our SEA president.
Our educators in Strongsville are really good. We're one of the best schools in the state, and it's disappointing to see this community not have any respect for them.
I was absolutely for the teachers from the very beginning. Everything within me has always been, I hate administration, I hate board, I think they're all overpaid, lazy people. And then the weekend before the strike, my daughter brought home a letter. And I was even more infuriated with the board because this letter said that it was from one of her teachers. He did not sign it, but my daughter told me he handed it to her. I've always had faith and confidence in this teacher, so I believed everything that was in this. So I immediately started calling the phone numbers that were listed on the paper, wondering why I'm being told there are going to be pedophiles and criminals and background checks weren't going to be done in my school and my daughter could be at risk, and why am I being told that I should probably leave her at home instead of sending her to school if the school remained open.
The teachers have released a lot of propaganda and misinformation, telling their students, telling members of the community that the teachers aren't qualified, that students aren't learning anything, that the schools are just a jungle where kids are just doing whatever they want, wandering the hallways, saying that there are no criminal background checks, which there are, and insinuating that there could be child molesters and criminals that are teaching these people's children. They are texting the students during class time. They are meeting with children outside of school.
Our students have been really supportive. They've been out here with us and keeping us informed about what's going on in the buildings. And quite frankly, I'm really afraid of what's going on in those buildings. There's no learning going on. We are trying to find out the names of the substitutes so that we can make sure that the substitutes are actually qualified to teach what they are teaching. And the board has refused to give us those. In fact, we had to go to court to get those records. They're fearful that we're going to potentially harm the subs, but it's a matter of, hey, maybe you should be responsible and check out whether those people actually have the credentials to teach what they're saying that they can teach.
So I attempted to call the first number for our board president, David Frazee. The number was disconnected, which I found kind of odd, thinking that it was the board number. So I attempted to call the next number for Mrs. Simiscali, and I received a voice recording that said, "Thank you for calling the Simiscali residence." I began then to become infuriated that the teachers gave us home numbers of our board to call instead of the board office, which I would have felt would be appropriate.
I saw that first Sunday when all the replacement teachers were signing up for to work the strike, and the harassment that these teachers were putting them through, getting up right up in their face, cursing at them, spitting at them.
These gentlemen here, that is Huffmasters, the security system that our Board of Education chose to hire to provide security.
What are they scared of?
Oh, goodness.
After you've watched some of behavior and conduct that's taken place, goodness gracious, why wouldn't you view and want that type of security? I think there's so much trust that's gone now.
I've been called a mole. I've been called a plant. I've been told I was purchased by a PR firm or the Koch brothers. I've now got people messaging me saying there's going to be retaliation against my daughter.
They want to turn the citizenry into compliance sheep that don't think critically and don't know what their interests are.
The substitutes are doing a far from good job. They're not qualified. They don't know the subject. They have to a lot of them have to get switched every 5 days because they're not legally qualified to teach more than 5 days in a subject. We've had sexual harassment by the subs. We've had name calling, physical arguments between students and substitutes. They're not qualified, they're not trained. We have unqualified people acting as teachers right now, and if this community got rid of all of these teachers, it would be a big mistake.
By law, they have to have graduated from college, and they're not taking just anyone. They're looking for people with certain additional qualifications, certain people who have that practical background, and so we have a lot of people with master's degrees, and we have people who are, chemical engineers and mechanical engineers teaching math, and chemists and biologists teaching science, and retired teachers who have been, who have 20 or 30 years of teaching experience, who have come back to help these students out in this situation.
And in doing my research and then looking at the website of our Teachers Association and seeing they're actually putting on their website an escape plan to truancy, telling the parents if they go or if they keep them home for 10 days, on that 10th day make sure they're there and then let them leave early. Make sure they get marked in and let them leave early. You won't have any truancy problems. These are teachers. They're supposed to have those kids in the classrooms.
Now, is school closed today, or are you guys taking off, or how does that work?
It's not even school right now. It is a building with people in it, and it is not closed because the board has been trying to prove to the community that we can do it without the teachers. In reality, we can't, and so I'm out here supporting my teachers.
So are you unexcused absent?
Excused.
You're excused. I see. But so the school allows you to come and protest?
No, but I have a note excusing me.
Okay, how did you get the note?
I don't want to talk about it.
This is an attempt by reactionary forces in America, it's not just local, to break public education and to break public unions of educators.
I have received an enormous amount of feedback from both the students, the parents, how much they appreciate what the replacement teachers have done, how they've heard from their students that they are learning, and that they're in some cases learning that much more than they were under their regular teachers.
For the board, I think it's come down to simply this. They truly believe that their numbers are right, and they have offered the best financial compensation package in terms of salary, in terms of tenure protection, in terms of potential increases down the road that they feel like they can offer. And hey, at some point you either decide whether you want to accept it or you go your own way.